go. Good morning or good afternoon. It's already an afternoon here in Vietnam. All right, let me see. Getting to the chat. Anyways, hope you're doing well. Today I managed to get up here a little bit earlier, so I'm gonna continue working on the layer. As you can see, head part is it's quite good. There are almost no gaps, like the canva visible, so it's quite a solid layer. Obviously, gonna work more on it. Hello, good to see you guys. Who's here? Yeah. Just letting you know, guys, I'm not responding to nonsense. On the background, you can see my first painting that I made live. And here I have a chat, so I'm gonna be able to, stick to the chat, see what people ask. Yeah, bananas and water for an extra chunk of energy if I need. Painting is mind blowing. Thank you. Well, this one is ready. This one is in the process, and you can see that I love black and white. However, I'm going to challenge myself in my future paintings and gradually introduce some colors, gradients, like some not only black and white strictly, but with this one because it's a real person and it's going to be sent as a gift. I want it to be as accurate as possible. And well, Paul Reed's appearance is quite looks like a Roman statue. So I decided just to keep black and white, and it's gonna be almost like sculpted. I already used that approach for the first layer, so it was way more precise than the first painting I did. And yeah, basically it is. Well, let me know. Let's do the sound check, guys, both on Kick and YouTube. Tell me if you can hear me properly. I wrapped my microphone with a fabric that is supposed to protect it from the wind. So yeah, I can see you folks coming on the live stream, more of you. So please let me know how is the sound. How tall I am? I'm 161 centimeters or 5'2" feet. I'm quite short. And my tattoo, yeah, thank you. That's kind of my signature tattoo. Is the sound okay though? Please just give me confirmation. Can you hear me properly? Right, what do we have here? Well, the next part is body. Yeah, putting the base layer on the body and basically the background and finishing the foundation. Is it bad to listen to K-pop when you're Christian? I don't listen to K-pop. I cannot tell you. Well, no one's responding regarding the sound. Can you hear me? Is the sound good? You look tall, actually. Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it for the confirmation regarding sound. And well, camera angle can do miracles, doesn't it? It can just show a person taller than they are. Okay, well, I'm glad the sound is good. That means you can hear me and I can engage with the chat. My height, I said already, 161 centimeters or 5'2" feet. Bit windy, a little bit. Well, I can't do anything about that. Gradually upgrading the equipment. So, but if you can hear me solid, I think that's good enough. I love your drawings. Thank you. Well, technically, it's painting. It looks good. It does look like charcoal maybe in this one, but it's the first time I use just a black and white oil paints for to create that effect. It's a painting in Neanderthal. It's um, it's a Paul Reed. You can check out his Instagram. He's one of the pioneers in the MMA and quite respected and very inspirational person. He is known for starting his career in the mid 30s in MMA and finishing it when he was 50 with the victory. Actually, didn't even notice the pictures. Well, that's your problem. You know, someone commented under my artwork that I'm so impressed, and I'm not even talking about the painting. And I was like, really? Do you think it's a compliment? Because that's what I worked hard. Like I worked on it. You know, I spent my time. Like this. This is thanks to my parents. That's it. You know, it's like no effort whatsoever. So guys, be careful with giving. If let's say you like a girl who is an artist, right? She's good. You know, she just has a talent. She does her thing and she's like cute or pretty, and you tell her that you're impressed with her looks more than her art, that's an insult, guys. Anyways, I'm joking. It's not a big deal, but just a little tip because intention can be good, but when you're complimenting someone's looks, don't insult their work. Um, a lot of new folks. I can see you there. Well, guys, just letting you know. First of all, I'm married, and the regular folks in the live streams, they know Chris quite well. He's usually in chats. Right now, he's just sleeping, um, so he's not moderating. My name is Diana. Nice to meet you. Well, I wish I could draw like that. That's okay. Well, in my case, this is like a quite a talent. I've been doing that since I was two. I started like doodling on the paper when I was 2 years old, like obsessed, like possessed, and then so I kind of developed that vision and creativity earlier in my life. However, it's still a work. It's still learning the skill. So I went to the school where I learned some academical skill and knowledge. So this is how I got better, right? So it's talented or not. Like I would say, 80% is the practice. No, no, no. It wasn't meant as an insult. Art is truly amazing. I just didn't focus on it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna fish for like you are entitled to say whatever you want. It was just someone else said, and I know that they wanted to, the guy wanted to give me a compliment that way. But think about it. When you're creating something and someone is saying, "Oh, I didn't look at what you did. You're just like stunning or handsome," and you're like, "Yes, but also, yeah, like." I think it's just a natural reaction, but no hard feelings, nothing. We're staying positive, a lot of joking, a lot of having fun, and well, keeping chat clean, obviously. Have you tried digital drawing? Yeah, I created some. I even have some pieces. I used to have a pad connecting to my ancient. HP notebook, and with AI Illustrator, I would create some pieces, some posters. I loved it. I loved it, but this is different. You saw your paintings. Yes, so there's gonna be two options. First, it will be the prints, the high quality printed on the Canva through my online shop that me and my husband are setting up, and it's gonna launch soon. So there's gonna be a limited edition print, and obviously, print's gonna be the fraction of the price of the original paint, of course. And then original painting, then we're probably gonna auction it, and there's gonna be biddings. We shall see. We have not uh, said the logistics regarding the original painting yet. But yeah, both the prints and the paintings gonna be available for sale. Nice channel, thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Okay, but I suggest you not to spam. Okay, if you spam too much, even if it's positive comments, I'm just gonna time you out. Okay. Well, let me show you the reference. By the way, of course, I have a reference. I've been also explaining the process of building the green. So you see here, it's the same. It's sectionated and split in the section, same as in the painting. So it helped me to zoom out and put it in the right proportion straight away. And other than that, you can see it's not black and white, but it's an original picture. So even though it's colored, it's not a problem to me. I can see shades, the contrast. So I'm just doing the same reference, putting it on the actual camera in black and white. The process is quite like sculpting. So the foundation style that I'm using here is I'm quite precise with the shadows and the texture from the beginning. So even this is the base layer, right? And it already looks quite well. And like in the sculpting, you have the white material, right? So I'm using basically um, the approach from light to dark. So I'm gonna shade some areas more and introduce darker color, the blacks and brown. Sorry, not browns, the grays after. So just to keep it safe, we are starting from lighter to darker, and you can see it's like a sculpture. You look at it like I'm approaching it with the same way, trying to carve out. And in the beginning, obviously, you need to do it. You just need to define the shape, and then you apply the details. So basically, that's what I'm doing. Okay, guys, I just please. Okay, I'm gonna time out one person. Just time out. Time out. 5 minutes. Guys, please don't spam. Okay, because I will have to time you out. No, obviously, for if you uh, act inappropriate, I just kick you out from the thing. Good learning the technique. It's gonna be nice for sure. Yeah, especially even on the first layer when I get to the just coloring the background. It's gonna be black. It's gonna create a good contrast here. How many hours do you have into it so far? Maybe totally 4 or 5 hours, not more than that. I mean, including the building. So not even painting, just putting the green, measuring, then putting the silhouette with a pencil, and like this part took maybe a couple hours or hour and a half. I'm quite a fast painter, so especially with the base layers, I work precisely but quick. I'm not very, you know, I'm not focusing too much on the perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be precise. So then I can apply details, and there I can make it look perfect. I mean, it's never perfect, but You know what I mean. Once you put the features and the character, and you can see that okay, that's exactly the person on the paper, then the task is done. And we're gonna continue with the same approach, sculpting. So this painting, we're sculpting. When I'm gonna get to the pieces of hair, all that kind of stuff, it literally gonna be a sculpting process. Uh, do you do commissions? I would like to have a Charles Bronson piece done. Interesting. Well, yes, I can do commissions, especially if it's like if you like this kind of style, like the black and white, dynamic, and well, Charles Bronson would be very interesting. So that's something that I would possibly love to do. Um, well, regarding the offers on the commission, we can look at the. You can email me. I have a contact email available in my YouTube bio description. And yeah, if there is any suggestion, as I said, I have to finish this one first. But if we agree on that, and if it's we basically confirm the definition, your piece would be next. Very nice art. It's good. Okay, thank you. Well, again, gradually. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do here, because it's the body part is way bigger. I'm gonna use a bigger brush just to apply the the main part. I also need to make sure the proportions are correctly. I might need to adjust it a little bit, but that's not a very difficult process. It might seem to be very difficult, but it's not. Okay, I will email you. Thanks. Okay, Chris. Yeah, please feel free to email me, and I will look at it later. Great detail of the beard. Well, that's a good thing. This is a first layer. It's not even done. I could just color it, just put the color and just keep it not how to say that without featuring too much shadows. But I already applied the darker areas, the lighter areas, so I can work on the top of it and sculpt it even better. So because the beard, the hair structure is very interesting to carve. Okay, well, we shall begin. We have the dissolving liquid, it's oily liquid, and I have a few brushes here. I'm gonna take, where's that one brush that I want? Yeah, I'm gonna use this one. So it's a bigger brush. I've used smaller one here on the face, and it was perfect. I can continue the same, but what's the point? It's the first layer. Let's save us the time. So I'm gonna take a bigger brush, and we're gonna start from the neck. So we're gonna continue from this one. Okay. Using same sculpting approach. So I basically very simply can just apply white. Considering that this part is quite light already, smart way, smart to apply just a solid white paint. It has to cover the canvas. So one of the goals of the first layer is to make the foundation solid, so that you don't have much openings, gaps. At least something that you wouldn't have a problem to fill out later. Okay, so up until we're gonna work with this white lights. Yes. Okay, you see now it's way wider than this, but obviously I'm gonna tame it down. I'm gonna do as white. It's very interesting. There's shadow here, the entire shadow from the beard and from the neck, right on the chest here. So I'm just gonna keep applying it like here. Move it a little bit. Also, what I want to make, I want to keep it smooth. So here I'm not gonna go too aggressive. Like in this painting, it's quite grainy, and I just love the effect, the way it ended up. It's also way more zoomed in. However, in this painting, I wanted to keep as a marble sculpture, right? So even the foundation has to be smooth. So once I apply the paint, I start smoothing it out with the brush. Great day. You're beautiful. The art is beautiful too. Thank you very much. Have a great YouTube, uh, folks, all of you. Okay, here is the interesting part. So now we need to, like I can say that proportion. I because the measurement's slightly different. We need to make sure that his neck and his straps are correctly put in place. Sometimes we need to go off the traditional measurements just to make sure that we have the correct vibe. Because his build is quite like a beer-like build. So traps are quite high. Neck is this part is not very long. So we need to make it as close to what it is as possible, even if I have to get off of the measurements a little bit. Okay, here. All right. Applying the white paint. You might not see the contrast, but once I apply black, it will be different, and you will. I think you will like it. And obviously, we're gonna hide those lines, right? So within the first layer, we already make it disappear. Also, ideally, try to follow the certain strokes, even if it's just a white paint. For example, here's the what is that bone called? So, like here, I change the stroke. The traps, I follow the direction of how it will be in the muscle. Here, also the belt goes like this. So I'm not going opposite direction, but quite following the muscle structure. Good. I think I have Sophia. I got it. Well, sometimes the brush can leave the hair, so it's just better to get rid of it straight away. We have more beard here, so we're gonna create a good transition. But before, let's start taming it down a little bit. Hello, hi. Let me also look at the chat. Hi, folks. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Have a good day. Okay, now I'm gonna add. See, start to tame it down. Because it's not supposed to be as white. Trying to smooth it out as much as possible. And we have shadows starting here. So, so interesting parts. We have a little curves of light. It's better to do it with a smaller brush. So I'm going to switch to this one after I apply the shadow in this part. Before I do that, I also can, why waste the good opportunity? So I'm just going to take this side as well. Keep it lighter here. This. smooth it out using the same direction. So the belt goes like this direction, so you just keep it that way. Hi from Ohio. God bless you all. Peace, respect. Thank you. Hi Ohio. Greetings from Vietnam. The trunk. And here is Italy too. Hi. Um, I'm Georgian. I was born in Georgia, raised in Georgia. However, me and my husband, he's from Norway. We are right now living in Vietnam. I know where you're from. Here it's super hot, even in the winter, because it's a tropical country. So I'm wearing shorts, obviously. Okay, well, let's keep going. Here we also, this is quite light part too, because the light's coming in from this direction. So this is the light. This. Don't forget, the main goal right now is to apply the foundation. Okay. And from this point, we have it darker. So I can literally take it, mix it with the solid white color, make it like grayish, and start applying with a neutrally dark shadow part. And then it's going to be very interesting transition from the beard, like you can see. There are a lot of details, and we're going to have to create that smooth transition within the first layer. So when we apply the upper layers, it's just easier to recreate that effect. But now my whole point is to apply the correct right shadow in the right spot, smooth it out, comes up approximately here. So this is where it comes, approximately. But we're also going to smooth it out. Have it somewhere. All right, now it's very important. Cleaning off a brush so we can mix, um, smooth out the borders between the lighter part and the darker part. We have both wet and dry napkins because it just helps to keep process clean. Ooh, gotta be careful with the reference so it doesn't fly away. What's painting am I using? I'm using the oil paints. Oils are the most, especially on camera, it's quite long-living paint, can last for decades and centuries. Hi there, I thought you were MMA lady. Well, I'm boxing lady technically, and yes, I do train, and I'm still on it, but I'm also creating an art, and I kind of try to put it all together. So I like very dynamic, a lot of black and whites. There's gonna be some colors, but it's gonna be, you know, this is MMA fighter Paul Reed. I'm creating a gift for him, and we already talked, obviously, so he loved the idea. He's known for getting into MMA, starting his career quite late in his mid 30s, and finishing also late when he was 50. He's one of the inspirational and well respected figures in the generally in MMA in Europe and UK. Um, so yeah, I kind of want to put it all together. Like look at it that way. You have everyone knows. You guys know Alex Volkanovski, one of my favorite fighters, by the way. Well, he sings, he acts, he has his separate cooking channel. Like some people know him from Cooking with Bull, like really, genuinely, and then they find out that he's also UFC featherweight champion. So why not? Why not put these things when a person can do both or um, few things at the same time? I think it's not a bad thing to put it all together. high strong style gym where I train. Well, good for you. Cooking with wok is the best. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love that guy, and I love people like that. Um, so-called Renaissance people. You know, Renaissance men and Renaissance women who are not only doing that one thing. Self-portrait at some point maybe, but right now I like to do the other things. I'm from Croatia. Hi, awesome work. Did you watch the walk to fight walk looking good? Of course I did, and I went live straight away. So usually after UFC event, sometimes I even live stream while I'm watching. Obviously, I don't show the screen, but my reactions. But lately, I would watch the event. Usually, I wake up to the main card, which is a little bit of shame because prelims are good. But yeah, I mean, last two events, I woke up right when the main card started. I watched both, and then I live streamed. And I've been saying, like, people told me, "Oh, Lop is gonna win." And it's like, tell me why. Oh, he's preparing. Yeah, so does Walk. Like Walk is known for one of the best game plan. He's like the work ethic. The analyzing fighters. I mean, like he's a legend, and his training program is oriented like speed, explosivity, power that helps him to maintain his react. Like he's in the top level of few points just because he lost to Topuria and Islam. And that's in all these years. The three losses he has is to arguably the new generation of the legends. Doesn't make him less of a legend. And Sting Lopez, yes, he's big, he has heart, he's a good person, but when it comes to the fighting IQ, comparing to Wolf, like I was like, just because he's younger, and especially after that first fight, like I was putting everything on Wolf, and well, I was right. I'm Georgian, by the way. Okay, so same country for MMA fans and UFC fans. Merab, Topuria brothers, Roman Dolidze, Chikadze, and other Georgians out of some famous Georgians outside of UFC. If you know those, write them down. I'm from the same country. Gamarjova, Kaumarjo, Sakartvelos. Okay, sorry, I'm looking. The chat froze a little bit. Alrighty. Okay, so connection is not the best, but it's okay. I hope you can see me. The connection on the streaming phone should be good though. Just trying to get to the chat. Odd. All right. Well, if you can see me, folks, I clean the brush now. Now, see what I'm gonna do. See how I'm blending in? Something like this. Just blending in. Because it's just a black and white, we don't really need much. Obviously, we can still apply some lighter paints. Hold up. That's why cleaning that brush is quite important. Okay, please don't spam, especially things like you're soft like my cat. I'm gonna time you out. I also focus on painting a little bit, so I might skip some of the stuff. But yeah, guys, let's just keep chat clean, please. Okay, find more whites because we're out of it's always a smart idea. Buy a big tube of the white paint. Okay, and here we need to make sure that it doesn't get too dark. So this one up. That's good. Obviously, this is just the raw shadow. And it's like quite raw here. It's actually just a bit lighter. So we have the highlight. And don't forget about the strokes, the right strokes to the right direction. Okay. We have a lighter shadow here, but we still have it. So it's like a applies all over here. And then important part, we need to smooth that one out too. Using the right neutral stroke, so it creates a very clean, nice transition. Some things we're gonna do will be with um, colorful part. I'm gonna take the smaller brush further to work better on this part. But even with a thick brush, you see, I already see where it's a little bit darker, and then start sculpting. Here we go. This is also because skin generally is not going to be white white. We have some, the lightest part is going to be the highlights, right? Which going to be white. But other than that, we need to find that neutral grayish color or tone, or whatever you want, which will be that neutral skin tone. I like how it's getting in here. This will also need to tame it down. The lightest part is the collarbone reflection. So line the darker tone. And now I'm going to start blending it in. It's just faster with a big brush, but even here, you gotta, it's important to keep it clean. Do you sell art? Yes, I do. And there's going to be two options, two main options at least that we're thinking of is the limited edition prints, the original size on the canvas. It's just going to be print, not the painting, and it's going to be a fraction of the price that is for original. And then we will auction the original paintings too. Except this one. This one is the gift. It's going to go directly to Paul Reed himself. However, the prints in original size will be available too. Of course, the limited edition. Where are you from? You have a strong accent. I'm from Georgia. So my father is Georgian. My mother is half Russian, half Ukrainian. Before learning English in my 20s, basically when I was 20 years old, self-taught, proud of that. Uh, I, s- I only spoke Georgian and Russian fluently. So that's I guess that's where the accent comes from. But when I was learning English, I tried to keep it as authentic as generic English as possible. Okay, we shall just continue going down and start working on the chest because nothing wrong with applying. This is the first layer, right? So if I apply the whole thing, I just work out on shadows and take smaller brush and work a little bit more on it. That's gonna be great. Where are you? I'm in Vietnam, Nha Trang. So both me and my husband are living in Vietnam currently. You have a formal education in arts. I don't have like a university education. I never pursued it further, but from the first grade, I think. So back in Georgia, I would go to public school, not the best quality schools, like crazy times. But my parents then put me in the like part time art school. So it's called like gymnasia, the art and music gymnasia, and there was like two directions, like solfeggio, vocals, music, and arts, like the art history, the painting, the drawing, the watercolors. Just never did watercolors. I skipped a lot of those, just letting you know, because I was doing sports, and at some point I focused completely on the sports. Take over. Uh, you're the real art. Thank you. Well, I'm actually, let me just like it from the original. Appreciate it. Here you go. Um, yeah, thank you for the super chat donation. That helps the channel and well, generally for the YouTube revenue, and that means a lot. So all that support is very important to me. Um, so yeah, basically, and that's where I got the knowledge. But that school, speaking of that, was so high level. Like it wasn't expensive, nothing, but it just was very high level, teaching the teachers were real artists, like real artists themselves, and things like Da Vinci method of the proportion, which is like a simple way to build up the portrait, and different experiences like different paints, working with different materials, even sculpting. We even had sculpting. Um, I learned there. So academic knowledge I acquired there, and that enhanced obviously my natural talent of what I always had, even before learning proportion. Like once I took Ozzy Osbourne picture and I replicated it perfectly. It wasn't perfect with the shading and stroking, and the material was just like HB pencil, but I always had the natural. Okay, here it is. Like I have my own way of measuring things. But obviously, with the classic, the academical knowledge of structuring it, it just makes it faster and more accurate. Find watercolor frustrating to do, but getting better at it. I never did watercolor. I mean, I did it once or twice, but I never really created an actual piece in the watercolor. I really didn't. I don't like watercolors. One of the reasons I don't like them is because of it's not the longevity of the art. Unfortunately, is not that long. It needs um, specific preservation to help it last. Oil paints are more of the like even the old ones used by in the Renaissance period. The longevity of those oil paints is crazy. So the modern ones are even, I assume, even more um, how do you call that? Stronger. Very supportive. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Argentina, good to see you. Very international chat. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna now keep going and go down to the chest. So we're gonna sculpt this body today. Okay. We're gonna slowly, gradually, just get it down there, sculpt it. Darker parts here, shadows. But yeah, it's just smarter to apply lighter color, especially in the areas where it's supposed to be a highlight. It's also easy to tame down the white. So when you apply it well, you see now it covers the canvas, it creates a good layer, and then upon it you can add just enough black to make it look darker or smoother. So it's one of the simple ways how to progress quite fast with the black and white painting, with oil painting. Nice transitions here and there, more highlights, but we're gonna work on it a little bit more in a bit. For now, we just the main goal of the first layer. Just reminding you guys, it has to be, it has to cover as much canvas as possible. Create a nice solid uh, layer of. Let's break the curve here like this. Also, sectioning like instead of going all the way, just cover it like quickly. Yeah, that's fine. I can sculpt after. But I like section it. I like to take this part, for example, this part of chest, and just gradually after I finish carving it out, then I go to this side and then stomach, abs, arms. So just have that imaginary sections of the body anatomy and the structure itself. They're amazing. Thank you very much. Well, I'm hoping to finish up the first layer and then apply the black background. It's already gonna look quite interesting. So for now, yeah, we'll just keep going. Let's even out the structure here using the sculpting approach. So I'm almost like carving. So I want it to be as smooth as possible, like it looks like a marble sculpture. What I've been thinking also when I start introducing some colors, not on this portrait, the same technique of creating this base layer actually works. If you might add some warmer, like a little bit yellow brown, just generally to apply, but you can create the same effect, same approach, whites and blacks, introducing a little bit of brown, and that's already going to create a foundation for the skin, an actual like colored skin foundation. Because then upon that, it's going to be easier to work with the blues and oranges and oh man, okay, you see what I did? It's white. Be careful with that. So I don't need this part. It's fine, but yeah, I don't want to ruin the. I'm just gonna try it out like this. Yeah, I gotta be careful with that reference. Where you learn this drawing? Well, always always painting, always drawing since I was a kid, and I was put in that part-time school. So after my public actual school, I would go to that other school, the art school. So a few years there, and then since then, I've been, painting on and off. But now I'm finally back to actually creating. Like this is my first oil paint since that 1 year when I did few portraits, a good colored portraits with an oil paint at school. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you too. Someone says I'm incredible, but I think you guys are incredible too, and I appreciate your support. Okay, now we're gonna draw the shape of the one side of the chest. See where it lays. The shadows here. The transition. I love applying those first layers. And guys, this is quite important. Like you see, the round shape. I'm trying to the chest muscle is it's usually what happens. It actually directed like this, but because of the skin and the fat layers, it's usually looks like round like this. So depending on the definition, we can always just with the right direction of the stroke, we can always touch. So if that will be more definition, and we have some of the definition when I work on the details more of it. But chest muscle actually is attached right here, and if the armpit like if it's open, you see this is chest. This is the where it gets attached. And if you know a little bit of like the basics of the anatomy, it helps. It really helps to put the body and make it more realistic looking. Cool thing, the legends like Leonardo da Vinci, the Michelangelo, Botticelli, all the Renaissance legends, they were they would dissect bodies. They would get an access, and so not only scientists would do that to learn the body anatomy, but also a lot of artists and sculptors. Yes, the sculptors would do that. Have you ever painted yourself? I don't remember. I think once, yeah, but it was very long ago. It was just a sketch. Keep on doing this. Also, the strong support. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, smart kid. Oh, that's not called Conor McGregor though. Looks a little bit like him, but well, this is his a Scottish fighter, Paul Reed. You can check out his Instagram in the description. I put the link to the Instagram. And well, uh, this is a gift for him. We already talked to him. Talked to him. He loved the idea. So that painting is after it's done and cured, it's going to be sent to Scotland to I think it's Bristol. Dzień dobry, piękna kobieta. It's like Polish, huh? Kobieta is the woman, I think. Dzień dobry, it's good day. I just know Russian. That's why I was like that. That look. That sounds familiar. Alrighty. So let's continue. Let's continue applying. So here, smooth it out a little bit. It's gonna be some shadows, and there's also the chest hair. Very interesting. But that on chest hair, we're gonna work on the upper layers, and I'll show you the very easy way to create that effect. Here we need a little bit darker from the shadow, so we take it down like this. Here. It's not as dark as it's right now in the painting, but I don't need to do that straight away. You know, it takes a little bit of time. Is that an Ernest Hemingway? That's a Paul Reed, but it looks like yeah, he has very interesting appearance and it resembles a lot of. Um, so someone says Mel Gibson. No, it's a Paul Reed. You can see in the description who I'm painting. That I put that specifically so you can see. Okay, let's go this direction. Chest part. Sometimes I intend to stick around, do a little bit more details, kind of get a little bit too obsessed with the parts, but there's no need. Sometimes you gotta snap out of it and remind yourself what's the purpose. Here, the purpose is to apply solid foundational layer and create the comfortable foundation to work with. There's a little bit of shadows here and there, and obviously I'm gonna mix it up and create good transitions a little bit later, proper transitions. As I always say, it's go from the light to dark. It's always easier to apply black or tame it down. If it's too dark, it's harder to get back there. It's also more layers of paint. And guys, I just suggest you to be careful with that. It's also for you to keep that the process of painting as comfortable, as enjoyable as possible for you as an artist too. Here actually reshaping and don't get carried away to sometimes you have this blueprint. There are two ways. Rather, you put a blueprint very accurately. You spend more time into with a pencil. Some people do that. For me, I like just the big lines, and then with the paint, I carve the accurate form, especially using the black and white contrasts. So I already see where I need to make some changes. However, there are different ways. Again, you don't have to do the way I do. You see, I covered the nipples, but well, that's okay because we're gonna get back to it later. I'll put it in the end. here it's going to go way darker than that. And there is also some, as I said before, we have some hair structures here. So there is no point to focus on it right now too much. Okay, let's go to this other side of delt. So, and we're gonna work in shear and gradually going down. So we have white reflection on the outside. That's gonna be a very beautiful contrast with the black background. We also have a shadow, and that shadow is gonna define the size of the chest. So let me just apply the foundation color, the whites here, and so here I'm gonna now make sure taking gonna take the dark, a little bit of black mix here. Actually, the chest line here starts somewhat like on this part. So yeah, I do a soft shadows first. And then it goes quite out there, so it's quite shadowy. And we leave like a white reflection. Filling up all the gaps. Here we have like very interesting. So here we have reflection, but the actual chest line starts from lower. So I'm going to take black now, like this. Yeah, something like that. Drawing up the. Oh, I like your art. Thank you. Is that Jake? No, it's not. It's Paul Reed. Um, he's known for starting his MMA career quite late. Very inspirational figure for a lot of folks. Started his career when he was 30, the mid 30s, and then he. A very interesting part. Look, there is the whole thing, and this we're gonna have to sculpt later on. In the meantime, just applying it approximately. It doesn't have to be too aggressive. Shadows here as well because this is fighting down light. So after applying the base tone, it's about putting the right shadows, like lighter shadows. So it's easier then to work on details later on. Gently scroll, mixing it up. Nice. See, already creates a little background. So this part is a little bit more shade, darker. Then we have the lines here. Yeah, we're gonna work more on this side. This has to be darker too, so it creates a good, nice curve. All using gentle shadows. Alrighty, we shall continue. Let's continue the other side here as well. So very interesting curve. The arm. Adding a lot of whites and mixing it with the gray. So they're gonna create a solid color. chat quickly. Now that is a channel on the sub and donate to buy that chair. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, here is the kid. Hey girly. Yeah, I can be girly. Sometimes I'm not girly at all. Nice work, lady. Thank you. I like your style. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, it's well. This one is quite a sculpting process. It's literally putting a good, applying that neutral, nice, smooth first layer that we can work upon. Also, I'm gonna reshape this. I need to make it quite precise the way it is in the original. So I'm gonna use the black background for it. So here, very interesting. There is a curve of delta curve. So we need to apply soft shadows to this part. Smooth it out like this. And then again, using more whites. And here we're gonna have to define. There's a biceps line. Very interesting part. First, let's apply the foundation. And then we're gonna add more shadows. Okay, what do we have here? Uh, oh, memberships. Nick, appreciate it. Thank you. So I think you got a membership and like a gift membership, so I appreciate it. It's very sweet. No, it's called First Blood, but it's also with paint or the oil paints. All of it is oils. Appreciate you, folks. Let's keep the chat clean, okay? Okay, I'm gonna finish this arm. Just apply the foundation, and then I'm gonna take a pause, just drink water. Hey, my husband is here in the chat. Someone says you're very unique. We all are unique in our own ways. Okay, redheaddiary.net. Here you can sign up for the emails list and websites to build. Let me just pin it. So I will pin this one. Hello, hello. Here we go. Obviously, this is not as light. This is just very light shading, but it's gonna be. We're gonna approach it like sculpting. So nice ink tattoo. Thanks, appreciate it. No, this is a Paul Reed. He used to be an MMA fighter. He's a pioneer MMA and very well respected. And he's very inspirational to a lot of people, MMA fans Check out his Instagram. I have it in the description. It's Paul Reed. Okay, find the foundational layers. Solid, solid layers. I haven't painted and sculpted the body like this for, well, it's not the full body obviously, but like even upper body layers in a long time, and it's quite exciting for me. It's an exciting process for me as well. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a little pause after I apply this shadow here a little bit. So we have a quite prominent shadow. And there you go. See, curves. And in general, it's this is quite shadowy too. Just, we need to. Yeah, I'm even using the same strokes here as well. So it's going to go darker. Shape is also important because it's not exactly that round, so there is like a straight line here, but we're just going to create contrast and just shade it out like this. So we're going to go way darker later on. Okay, guys, little pause. Sure the reference doesn't fly away. All right, let's look at the chat. A little bit of Q&A. Oh, it's five membership gifts. That's cool. So we have new members here. That's awesome. Welcome, guys. Thanks for supporting my channel. All right, let's do the Q&A a little bit. Feel free to ask questions, guys. Um, that's not gonna be what you think. You need a little bit of energy and potassium, and I'm gonna eat bananas like this. Dragon tattoo. Yes. It's always a good opportunity to show off my biceps. Mixed with the oil paints, the best tastes the best. Okay. You see the painting? Well, I can show you a little bit closer. See, literal sculpting. And that's the other one, which is done. This one is way more grainy. So there are different styles of the execution. But you can see I like dynamic portraits, I dynamic body, like I just like dynamic, emotional. I like focus. I like to focus. Oh, man. That up again. I like to focus on the emotions like resilience, mystery, like the discipline, a little bit of struggle. Like when you. That's why I like warrior themes and those kind of black and white, or just general like darker portraits. I went to the website, but all I could was email sub. If you have a gallery site, post that as well. Not at this point, but I'm gonna work on it too. My husband helps me a lot on that one, and trust me, guys, we'll still figure it out. I haven't painted like that. I never painted live before this first painting, and this is the second one now. And I also uh, I haven't painted for many years, like with the oil paints properly. So I'm kind of uh, re-engaging to it. And yeah, I never had a website, nothing. I did a little bit of digital art, sketching, a little bit of charcoal. You can see this. I like black and white, obviously. I did some fancy charcoal. But this is my best piece in years, and well, I'm looking forward to really challenge myself and create great art. And a lot of it is going to be inspired by MMA folks, by just sports, boxing, a little bit of military style, a little bit of mythology, like Nordic mythology, that kind of stuff. So yeah, just stay around, and gradually the gallery website, all of that going to be in place. Real nice, good work. Thank you very much. The Georgian artist and one of my good acquaintances. Aiden Chris, my husband says, website is being built these days. We're working behind the scenes on high quality prints, posters, merch, etc. Will all be on the Redhead.coach. Want to be as good and professional as possible. Yeah, as I said, we're learning ourselves the process, so it just takes a little bit of time, but you can kind of witness the whole journey. We're also keep up the sensational work. Appreciate it, guys. Like you don't, you have no idea how much this means to me. It's it's basically a motivation, because some days it's just about you struggle, physically tired, that kind of stuff, and you don't want to do it. And I always had that problem, with my art. It's like I would do it, then I would stop doing it. I never been as consistent, and one of the reasons is because I live stream, and that helps me to be consistent. And especially when I hear some encouragement, it helps even more. So you guys have to do a lot with that, and I'm really grateful. My dad's name is Paul Reed, by the way. Cool. Have you ever utilized a new Lucida? And no, I'm not even sure what it is exactly. Has anybody ever proposed? Well, my husband, but it was more like let's just get married, and we're married now. Without looking at the chat, all is good. Hmm. It was online, offline for a second. Now I think, yeah, I can see. I like your artwork. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's probably 1:35 p.m. Yes, that's because I'm in the Vietnam. So is your Paul Reed your husband? No, Paul Reed is not my husband. Paul Reed is well, technically my Instagram friend. Um, I commented on one of his videos and said that he's just inspirational for all of us, and he actually followed me back, and we started talking a little bit, responding to the stories and encouraging each other. And he's the MMA pioneer, and he's very well respected in that circle. Some of the big MMA folks like Michael Bisping is following him too on the Instagram, and he's known for starting his career quite in mid 30s and finishing at 50 and having a strong, solid career. But he seems to be very genuinely, like, not everyone responds to you when they have like 150K subscribers, not knowing you and just meeting you on Instagram like that and being very, very supportive. So I just essentially I thought about it and I offered him a collaboration. I said that I want to paint you, I want to send it to you as a gift, and will you accept this collaboration? And he loved the idea. So here we are. I'm painting him. My husband is in the chat though. His name is Eden Priest, and well, he's from Norway. I'm looking forward. I'm thinking to paint him at some point because he's very Viking looking, like a Ragnar looking type of appearance. So yeah, I'll use him as some of my references here. Paint is beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, I'm also, as I said, I'm back into the scene, into painting, and looking forward to create a spectacular art. You do modeling. Uh, no, like not in that sense. I mean, wouldn't mind some photo shoots, but I'm thinking to draw superstars, just thinking what people see every day. I mean, you can draw whatever you want. You can use everyone or anything as a reference. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon.
Get all.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I set it up together, so it seems okay. You go for a gym as well. I train boxing. You can look at my training. You want to say hi?
No.
No. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna finish the banana and I'm gonna continue. How do I have good posture? Just the back training. Okay, let's continue. This has to go way longer. The angle of the chest is a little bit. Just reshape it a little bit. This.
I'm gonna show everybody the view.
Okay.
Oh, Nick S is being very generous
Yeah.
today.
Purchase the membership. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh,
Again,
he gave me a membership. He gave everybody a membership.
yeah.
This is
That's
awesome.
cool. Super cool.
This is not wrong, Vietnam.
Well, guys, let me know if you can hear my husband. Well, the beauty with this stage is you can reshape. Like now, I just lowered chest from here to down there, and I'm gonna still keep sculpting it because that's what you should do that on this stage before you continue. You don't want to continue with the wrong measurements. Okay, so yeah, like reshaping it, putting it in the right position, something like this. It's a good idea to do it right now at this stage when I apply the first layer. Applying whites here because on the upper abs now we have a lighter. So the abs direction, instead of just going down, because up is like stretch out muscle, it's better to use this strokes like going horizontally. Remind you guys from the light to the dark. That's our approach. Sometimes I can get impatient myself with the painting process when it's like I'm getting now. But again, snap out of it. Make sure that you do that you don't ruin the process in this, especially the first layer. But that's stuck on the thing. Make sure that the layers are good. Well, this upper layer is going good because I'm just gonna have to add stuff, but the other that is clean. Some nipples here as well. But like here, for example, I need to make sure that I go. I once watched my wife, a girlfriend, train the masterpiece. It was way better to leave her alone than come back an hour later. My point is that don't interrupt her, let her be, and she makes art. I mean, everyone is different, right? In my case, I'll be honest, I don't mind. I don't care. Music plays, it's silent, there's other people watching, asking. I don't really care. I usually just stop talking when I kind of get into a process. But in my thing, I already have enough experience with painting, creating art that I can be in the flow state and talk and multitask and pause. Like I'm not getting hyper obsessed with it. I just flow with the whole process and to do it in my pace. So I actually love my husband being around. So it's all good, but everyone is individual, of course. Not Irish, but people think very often. Blessings from Australia. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, applying lighter and yeah, just gonna add some white. I'm gonna be very patient now about the stomach. It's about having that first and most important task here is to create a foundation, fill up the gaps. Shading is not as important right now as whatever I said first. I thought you were a boxer. You said I'm not. Thank you. Nayan Mitra sends a super chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. Very nice of you. Yeah, one of the reasons actually I can live stream talk and paint at the same time is because like I'm not really bothered. It helps me actually. Your company, anyone's company. This part will have quite a flat light tone. So just keep applying white comfortably. Have you been in Dublin? No, no, not at this point. My day is good, thank you. Wow, it's 302 likes. Nice, folks. Okay, but I'm gonna do something now. I'm gonna have to sit right on the ground because now at this point it's way more comfortable. Yeah, and I see better now from this point. Sometimes you gotta change the angles.
It's coming along really well.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's also it's not even I'm not even visualizing here. But what I'm thinking is to I'm just gonna cover it up, do like a basic shading. I'm gonna just apply the black on the background already. So it's gonna come along and then we can start working on like really details around the whole thing. Yeah?
Guessing people on chat. How long?
Huh?
How long do you think the whole process will take from start to finish?
I'm not sure. I really am not sure. Like I usually go faster than I think usually, but we'll see how long those the main details gonna take. Because I'm gonna do it try to do as accurate as possible. And also you can notice I'm covering up all the lines, right? chat said. Beautiful work. But thank you very much. Konstantin Brancusi. Well, it's a Paul Reed. You can check him out. It's an MMA fighter.
What are you doing in Vietnam?
Well, I'm training. We will leave here, but also I sing here. It's considered as an activity, right?
Hey Matt, how you doing?
Oh, hi Matt. Good to see you.
The guy is an MMA fighter called Paul Reed. He's a bit of a legend. He started very late in MMA. He started when he was 35 and he won his last match when he was 50 years old. So it's kind of um,
Yeah,
an inspirational story.
that's true. Trying to more white I do need.
The website is going to be a web shop, prints, posters, merch, that kind of stuff. It's going to be available there. It's also going to have links to all the live streams and Instagram and TikTok and all the social media channels
Yeah.
um, that are available. We're working on that in the background. We will start with some prints of the finished picture you see to the side, which is called First Blood. And the Paul Reed picture, the ones he's painting now, is going to become, it's called The Immortal, right, babe?
Yeah.
That's his nickname in the
I
that he
think
was
it's
given by the.
others, I think, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is truly impressive to be able to win MMA fights in your 50s. That's pretty wild.
Be a submission too. You literally learned how to wrestle, how to BJJ, and like, and really, some people think he was like a gatekeeper to. If you would beat Paul Reed, then you were at that point in that period, you were kind of ready for you to step into UFC. So he actually fought some of the UFC afterwards, the UFC fighters, and with some he even won the fights.
Do you know some of the fighters that fought him and then?
Well, one guy I actually watched that fight is Akira. Can you Google it? I forgot his surname, but that is actually a fight to watch. Paul actually was losing, and that guy was young, like 28 or 26 or something, and Paul was 38 at that point, and then he just second round. I'm not gonna spoil you, but what happened? But yeah, you should watch that fight. It's one of his prominent, very good fights.
versus who, babe?
Huh?
Akira something?
Yeah, C. Kasami, something like that. I can Google it if you want.
I'm trying to Google now. This doesn't come up.
Or YouTube. Try on YouTube because I actually looked for. I found it
So
on YouTube.
if it's on YouTube, it's on Google.
It was an organization called the Zone 8, quite a big organization at the time in Europe.
Akira Kurasami.
Yes, that's the one.
I'll put that in the chat. That's one of his best fights, yeah.
Well, yeah, one of the very prominent fights. And it's like a good times where it's like both striking and a little bit of grappling and like it's all mixed, not just. Here we go.
Have a good night, Matt.
Have a good night, Matt. Glad you showed up. Legs getting numb. You numb?
No.
Now I'm shading gradually more. Applying more shades, mixing it up. Gently, smoothly. It takes a little drop of the black to really create that effect. That's quite good. Taming down some of the too light areas. See? Then I can just do that. It's a little bit of shade of the gray, and then I use that smoothing technique. Sudden actually. It's a very nice contrast. Good. Also darker shade here. under chest line. This is a little shadowy line here, and that's gonna sculpt the body. Like those kind of lines are quite important, guys. Here, like that.
Someone asking if I'm an MMA fighter also. No, but I have been training boxing with Diana for the last year or so.
Say also who you are. You're like a beige. You were by crazy sport.
Yeah, I was for 10 years. I did proximity wingsuit base jumping. When you strap one of those Batman-looking suits on and jump from mountains and stuff. So I did that for about a decade. And that and skydiving and everything combined.
That's quite nice. So now I'm making all the darker shadows, but still I don't go even remotely close as dark. So find those more neutral shadows, just to create a good volume and transition. Just the effect of the, like in a sculpting, when you have the sculpture and you just have the first layers upon it. You see? Because there's also hair, like you see, so that hair effect we're gonna do in the end. And it's like all mixes up. Right now, it's like a marble sculpture, just putting it all together. And well, I'm basically getting down with this. So once I'm applying those extra shadows and tame down some areas, um, I'm gonna start. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply the black, and that's gonna be a ready first layer, basically. We're gonna have better transitions here, all that kind of stuff. But that's we can work on the detailing work.
Thanks everyone for showing up in the live today. This is
Yeah,
by far your biggest painting ever.
yeah, it's my biggest painting, that's for sure.
No, but since in view numbers and likes and everything,
Oh yeah,
then it's the biggest picture you've done in a while.
yeah. So my biggest picture. That's correct. Here, again, first outline like this, and just apply it gently like this. No, it's not a Jake Paul. Any questions there in the chat that I can look at right now?
Uh, Nick S is being extremely generous with everyone. He's giving lots of.
The memberships.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nikas.
He actually mentioned. Ah, I was gonna come up and say that. He actually mentioned. So it's his 31st birthday today.
Oh, really? Hey, Nick,
So
happy birthday.
happy birthday, Nick.
All be blessed. Wish you the good health, success, and everything in all of your endeavors, and have a great life. Just
Well,
what?
uh, so the text goes like this. So my 31st birthday is today at 2:37 a.m. here in Detroit. I was born and I'm celebrating by eating a 0.45 lead breakfast. So I'm so happy to find humanity in these moments. Hope everyone is well. So 45 point lead breakfast. Doesn't that mean like you put a gun in your mouth? I don't want to be
I don't know. I don't know. And whatever, don't do that, please, guys.
I hope I hope you're doing really well, Nick.
Guys, just you know, if you're watching it and you feel down low and you think that things are not going well, it's just temporary. It's just the way you feel, and it's valid at the moment, but it's not a time to make the big decisions in your life. It's gonna the sun will rise. It's gonna be better. Seek for the good community. Seek for the people that's gonna help you, inspire you, and make you feel better about yourself, about the humanity. That's what I would say.
Well, I mean, I woke up from a 4 month coma after a windscreen crash right when COVID started, and I weighed about 54 kilos. I usually weigh around between 90 and 100 kilos. So I was
Yeah, Chris went through some stuff, and that's the thing. Even maybe at times you might have felt that it's the end of the world. I can imagine, but it wasn't, right?
no, but it was a complete reset for me. So I rebuilt my life entirely from scratch. I have almost contact with no one from that time and rebuilt everything and met you and traveled a lot more. And yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like we're all one shitty day away from things going really bad, and we're one good day away from having another good day and another good day and another good day and another good day.
yeah,
And that makes me think of people like Robin Williams and like how someone that energetic and rich and famous and all that kind of stuff can have those dark moments where they kill themselves. So it's tragic, but it's don't make permanent decisions on temporary emotions.
and ask for help. Talk to someone, talk to a stranger, talk to a close person, doesn't matter, just talk. Okay, we're getting close to basically, I'm gonna just finish applying those shadows, and I'm gonna apply a black background. So even without with the first layer of the way it is, and it takes way more work, of course, it's gonna come all together after that little magic trick. So stay around for that. Just let me mix it up well. So it's a very light shadow here. Actually, I'm using strokes of the way how the delt muscle is shaped. So that's the direction of a lot of anatomy here. So yeah, I already said that before that um, make sure that you use that basic anatomy knowledge for sculpting the body. How do you like it, babe?
I think it's looking amazing. But also, what I know is like I'm looking at the other one, First Blood,
Yeah,
and I can see that the details are gonna like this is just the beginning.
yeah.
Even on the face, I mean, it's yeah, you have some detail there, but
You,
uh,
here you mean, yeah?
yeah,
Yeah, because it's a different style of like right now I'm sculpting, I'm coaching it like it's the piece of the how you call that? The
marble.
marble. Yeah. So I create it's way smoother, the transitions, the lightings, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's way more precise this time.
If I misunderstood what you wrote, Nick, I apologize that, but
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes someone needs to hear that. I actually talk about the mental health and those kind of stuff in my other life too. So it's why not? Hello.
Sure. Yes, horrible. No, no, no. You can just. It's all right. It's all right.
Okay. Those words gonna shape the body and the muscle shapes as well. So important to do it as accurately from the very beginning as possible. So it doesn't look like someone else's physique, it looks like a Paul Reed's physique. Same down two. Adding a little bit of more depth. You see, so now we can see the lighter parts, right? Still not defined highlights, we don't need those yet. It's just about the approximate. And now that way we create more of the round effect of the delt muscle. This part tunes down a little bit. Just be a little bit or more neutral. All right. Exciting, huh? Uh, Again, we have more shadows here, but again, I'll put more of those. I'll do a little bit extra, but the real shadow effect gonna appear on the further layers when I'm gonna start working on it with a smaller brush.
Did you get Paul to promote this one, or?
Well, he was working, but I'm sending the with Paul. I'm just gonna make the fullest the video. I'm going to do the collaboration there. He loves the process though. He was like, and I'll be honest, I also was like, I'm a little bit shy. I sent him that, oh, you can look at the process. I'll try to just ask if you're willing to just share it with, you know. But he seems to be a very, very kind person as well. So it's just me. As I said, I've never done much of the collaborations. All of this stuff, things is new. Like the website, the live streaming while painting, kind of putting into concept of boxing, MMA training, but the other things I do. So for me, it's also a learning process. But let me look at it from the side, and after that, we shall continue. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the shape is there. He's like that's his shoulders. That's the shape of his shoulders. No, no, it's good. Now, okay, so stay around for the magic.
So wait a second.
Yeah.
Just show people the reference picture and
Yeah.
hold it there for a little bit so people can see.
Okay, here we go. This is the reference picture. And now you can compare it to. It's gonna be good. And that's not even details yet. Okay, guys, but let's do the magic now. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start applying the background. Yeah, you ready?
Never ready.
Never ready?
Always ready.
Always ready. Okay, I'm gonna stand up for this one, and I don't really need reference. I'm gonna put the reference away for now.
Come here for a second.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Give me a couple wet wipes.
Okay, yeah. Gotta get cleaned up a little bit. That's the price for an artist to pay. Or basically look messy afterwards. Hope there is no red though.
A couple of scratches here.
Okay, all good. Alrighty, guys. So here we go. I'm gonna take the big brush for this one. I'm gonna start applying the black background. Exciting. I know. Whew. Okay. Also, don't forget that's gonna be a first layer. On the black, we're also gonna add more. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first create that little. I might feel a little gaps between. Okay. Because I might use it. We're gonna the part of the detailizing, the putting details will be to make sure that there is a good transition between the hair, and so it creates the good shadow and the
I'm
value.
just curious, is detailizing actually a word?
I don't know, detailization or details or like
Detailizing. They're very cute one is
so
that.
pardon for my English. So I'm opening. I'm not going all in with this brush. I just leave little gaps here. So I will take care of that later on. Already satisfying. To make the color more flat, generally I need to do the vertical stroke. So the texture is more flat. If I do horizontal, it's going to reflect on the paint itself. Make it like this.
Repeat that. You're
What?
Repeat what you said about horizontal versus
So,
vertical.
like you see, this the light reflects way more whether it's like horizontal, vertical versus horizontal. So it's just for depends what kind of effect you want to achieve.
Okay, so to recap, that is going to make it matter, and then horizontal is going to make it shinier.
Well, that's why I'm doing vertical for the background, so it's as dark as possible, even when the sun reflects. Like on this one, I didn't follow that rule exactly. Yes, I have but then I have some um, other like neutral strokes. But now for just the effect of the painting, I decide that it's better to. That's one of the ways how to keep it more precise, more accurate. Okay. Important part right here. Some of the areas I'm gonna reshape using black, but for I'm gonna use the smaller paint for it. And again, for this layer, it's important to make sure that it's good, flat, and that transitions are nice, and we fill up all the gaps. It's quite significant here. So you see how I'm brushing into camera because it's the first layer. I don't need really thick. I just want to it get absorbed by camera. It's also going to be easier for this layer. The thinner layer I create, just to create that dark background, the faster it's going to dry, right? So I actually prefer it to be dried out. Yeah, I can work accurately here, but this layer is meant to dry up faster. So I can work upon it if I need to. Between hair and beard, I'm gonna leave those gaps open, so there I can work on a good transition.
Yeah, immediately when you get that black background on,
Yeah,
it starts popping.
start popping. Yeah. Right. Stay around till I apply all of it. Stick layer, but that's okay. Even if you put all the stick paint, that's okay. Just smooth it out and spread it all around like this. Using the vertical strokes. Leaving the gaps open. One of the reasons why it's getting applied very nice and smooth, and the camera absorbs it very well, is because I already oiled it up before painting on it. Well, here it's very interesting because despite like hair between hair and the beard, I'm gonna leave the gaps with the black. However, with the shape, with the facial shape and the muscles, I'm gonna use smaller brush to, and I'll do that in the end to, how to say that, shape it exactly. So already put it in the right spot. Making sure we're filling out that canvas, but again, we spread out that paint so it's not too much thickness. Like you see, there's barely any um, like popping paint because I try to just spread it out as much as I can using vertical strokes. See?
To repeat that, vertical strokes, they are less shiny than
Yeah, now
horizontal
it's
strokes.
because of reflection, because of the direction of the stroke, it's gonna look more deep. Whether if I, like you see, do you see the contrast? All of a sudden it creates the horizontal
Yeah,
one.
no,
Yeah, you
no,
see?
100%. Yeah, I'm just learning, and I think
Oh, of course, of course.
not just me, but everyone.
Now we change. While it's wet, it's very easy to change those. And it's very interesting technique. You can do square, so you can do both vertical and horizontal strokes in some cases, not on the like background in this case, but you can mix it up and also create a certain, very interesting effect sometimes. Looks good. Yes, no, it's getting there. Okay, let's continue with facial. This part is very important. I'm gonna work more on it with the small brush. Actually, I'll do it right in a bit. Let me just put this big one for aside a bit because I really was waiting for this moment to use this smaller brush, really define it. And for this, I still gonna need a reference to look at it. So don't mess up on this one.
Gabby is back.
Oh, hi, Gabby. Good to see you. There's gonna be a little bit of the additions, like I'm still gonna work on this side, but now it's way more precise. Same vertical strokes, and again between the beard and black background, we still leave that. I'm open, leave that part open. Okay, it's not bad. I'll use this one later on again. So now I'm just going to continue with thicker brush. Yeah, this is one of the most satisfying parts, like applying those the black background. Already makes so much difference.
Gabby's asking, how's your life going?
Ah, thank you, Gabby. Everything's good. How is your school? How is your life?
Yeah, she said that her name is Diana, you're correct, Gabby. She did mention that her grandmother had been diagnosed with stage 3, so that's not the most positive news. But
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am. But I hope she's having a good people, including you, around her. And that is very important. Sorry, I also don't look much in the camera and don't talk right now just because I'm a little bit focused on work. I mean, all along together, jumping from the spot to spot just because, I kind of see one spot and then another one, and it's like quite satisfying to, get closer to feel the background fully. Okay, I think got more black paint. We'll leave that. That's good that I got the extra tube when I was in the store. 'Cause I knew that we'll need a lot of black paint, especially for the background.
also worth pointing out that you're not actually using any other colors at all.
Yeah.
This is all with black and white and black shades of gray and stuff, obviously.
Here I used the gray paint tool for the foundation. I thought, why not? But then I really like, no, I prefer to just do black and white. So in this one, I haven't used gray as a separate color. You gotta experiment and just see what works better for you or for the painting. Going.
Um, the
Someone asking
the
something?
first blood picture, the one that's done,
Yeah.
that's going to be for sale. We're going to
Yeah.
go make prints and limited edition prints and sell the original with some posters and stuff.
Yeah.
This other one is going to be gifted to Paul Reed, but we'll make some prints and stuff out of that for you guys too if you want to buy it. Thank Gabby. We love to have you as our cheerleader.
What is Gabby saying?
Chris and Anna, do not worry. I am still cheering. I'm still your cheerleader.
That's great. You're young and full of life, and that is captivating. So keep. You're gonna stay in a good mood, cheering. So still using vertical strokes. This is just such a satisfying process. Like I don't really think much. I just make sure that the background goes even, and it's just paint is distributed evenly as well. Both strokes, up and down, and then sometimes you push the brush and there are like some uh, kind of circles in between. So just try to even that out. Would be good, ideal for the painting. So you see how I'm doing it. So just first layer of the total thing, and these are no more lines, no more the lines from the print, and yeah, because I'm not gonna need it anymore. The blueprint is already done, and now it's just up to my eye. I'm gonna have to use my eye and my natural measuring skills to identify. But I already made it easy for myself because I already put pretty much all the shadows, everything that needs to be like had to be done. Now it's just a more detailing and just making some areas deeper, some areas lighter, and just bring it to life.
Is this pre-recorded?
No, it's not.
Gabby has to go. Take care, Gabby.
Take care, Gabby, and stay safe. Bye.
Hello. satisfactions.
Yeah, it's such a nice, relaxing process. Okay, I'm leaving opening gaps here because I'm going to use a smaller brush. Okay, let's go the other side in the meantime. Yeah, it's coming all together. Okay, more black.
Do you have your charger here, or is it?
I think it's in that.
So I'm gonna have to unplug your mic
That's okay.
so we can have external charger in place. What are you saying, audience? What's your comments? How do you feel about the picture, the process, everything?
Is anyone watching still?
Oh, it's 83 people right
Oh,
now.
really? Oh, okay.
You got skills, not gonna lie, from Megatron. Megatron is one of the.
I know. Transformers, not Transformers, but the
Decepticons.
yeah,
Not-
Decepticons. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I've never seen the movies, but like I actually had the cartoon and the kid, like the
Well, I've
toys
seen
when I was a kid.
cartoons. I've seen the movie. Yeah, that's actually was one of my favorites.
Oh, look at this.
What? Like the Viking girl or which one?
No, I'm just saying, like, amazing art. You inspire us all. She's a great artist. Beautiful work in real life.
Oh, thank you.
It's like one after another. Very positive.
Yeah, I actually said it today that I never been that consistent in my painting. Like I would paint, then I would bail on it for a couple months, and then continue. And yeah, that's me being very consistent because of you too. Because well, I know that I need to go live and um, be consistent for my channel and that kind of stuff. So it's very helpful, folks.
Someone said you should make drawing and painting tutorials. Um, if you look at the first, when there's a live called new painting called Reed. There she there she explains the how to make a grid on the picture and all that kind of stuff. First,
We it's good. Okay, we have the last square left. After that, we're just gonna.
And I will also say, like, it teaches how to paint. Megatron says, well, she does that through her paintings. For instance, if you look at the background now, it's the way she puts the black paint on the canvas. See,
Vertical
both
strokes, yeah.
me and audience, that if you do vertical strokes, you get less
Reflection.
less reflection. And if it's horizontal ones, you get more reflection.
Okay, here we're gonna use a smaller brush, obviously.
And I agree with what Mayan is saying. The best fighter is never angry.
Yes, that's correct.
And start an art gallery and sell them. We are currently building her website, um, redheaddiaries.net. It's not completely done yet. We need to figure out some logistic things with shipping and reprint productions and merch and all that kind of stuff. But um, but yeah, definitely we're going to do a lot of stuff online, and then we'll see after a while where we are in the world. Right now, we're in Vietnam, so Megatron asks who is on the painting. The painting is of a guy called Paul Reed. Uh,
He's an MMA fighter, the pioneer. Very well respected fighter. He's known for starting his career later in his life, mid 30s, and ending career when he was 50 years old. Now, currently, he's into coaching. He actively trains himself and spreads awareness about the longevity in the sport, smart training, smart sparring. So this inspires people who rather start training later in the life or even try to go professional.
and also, a lot of people have mentioned it, and it's been said that like Paul Reed was almost a gateway to UFC. If you fought him and you did well, there was a good chance you were going to get picked up by UFC. And a lot of the fighters he fought against
Mm-hmm.
went on to.
Okay, we just have this side left, so I'm gonna sculpt it with a smaller brush in this case as well. Here too. Fill up the gaps. This is interesting part because here actually thinking to leave there is a whole gap, but because of the shape, I'm gonna just leave it that way. When it dries out, I'm gonna yeah yeah it doesn't have it shouldn't be lower, so I'm gonna leave this part the way it is. And now the other part here. Um, okay, this time.
I agree. He does have a very stoic look on his face.
That's true. And he has quite some fights where he turns around the tables. So for that, he needs to be a very tough fighter, stoic person in general. Oh, my legs.
So many satisfactions.
Now legs. Oh, okay.
You want the chair?
That's fine. Thank you. Okay. All right, but okay. I think I'm done with this part. What do you think? Just put this away for a second. Reference. Well, that's pretty much it. So for now, I'm gonna end at this point. From this point, from now on, it's a lot of interesting work here. That,
This is now your third 3 hour session on it, yeah?
I think yes, it's gotta start calculating hours, but yeah, that's basically what it is. Let me look at the chat myself. Or I think this phone died. I think it died. Is there anything specific in the chat? Is it this one? It already looks cool, huh? Well, imagine when it's gonna be detailized, then it's really gonna feel like
Detailized.
detail. How do you say it correctly?
More detailed.
More detailed. Folks, write it in down in the chat. How is it a right way to say
Is
it?
detailized a real word, or have we made it up?
It's simply amazing. Thank you. Appreciate it. 381 likes. Wow, that's the biggest one I think. Like
Like to views ratio,
Yeah.
you have about 32,000 views on this one now, which is amazing.
looks like a Paul Reed. Well, that is a Paul Reed. Yes, finally, someone recognizes that's Paul Reed, and doing collaboration with Sam. This is the original painting gonna go to Bristol, where he's based, and the print's gonna be available for sale in our upcoming online shop. The original size prints.
And the other one called First Blood is also going to be sold and
Yeah.
made prints of and a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
All of that.
Well, let me also. People think it's all a bit on background, so let's compare the size. I'm gonna be very careful. This is the size difference, so it's not very much smaller. You see? But this is, yeah, definitely a bigger canvas with the whole Reed painting. Also, it's way more. The first blood is way more grainy, and I like the style. It's the way how it was, you know, supposed to be.
This one is much more like marble.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks
It's
like marble.
Yeah.
And I mean, you haven't even started on the details. This is
Yeah.
just the first layer. So
Yeah.
I think this is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, nice paint. Well, thank you. Appreciate it, guys. I mean, let's take a little bit of time for Q&A. Feel free to ask questions. Sweetie, actually, I can take this. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, let me point out something. So with the black now, it popped up. It really looks like marble, but you also can see that it's almost a little bit plain. The reason is because I haven't applied dark shadows yet, and there's no like gonna be more details, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned because the detailed work on this one gonna be very interesting.
I'm just curious. The one that says that it looks like Paul Reed. Did you just look at the picture and knew it was him? You know who he is. You know him personally, or just from fighting, or from his fighting career and stuff. I'm just curious.
Yeah, the only thing that those bugs, so the little bugs that are flying around, they're getting glued to the painting, and then I mean, it's not
Realism.
the realism. Love the artwork. Thank you. Well, feel free to ask questions, guys. Let's make it a little bit of Q&A for now. For what time is it? Before the sun comes too heavily on this side. What's your opinion, Vic?
I think it looks great. I really like the marbling actions on it.
And gives his vibe. Yeah, like it's recognizable.
Oh yeah, no one can tell it's me. Um,
I can see the details, guys. It's also cool process. Like you see what is done now, and you can see that's coming together. I see the things that are not there yet. So it's, sometimes it's hard not to get excited. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do this and that. And like it takes time. Gotta be careful with that kind of detailing. But that technique, I don't even know how it's called exactly, but I'm gonna call it like a marbling technique, meaning that it's like sculpting. So I'm using a lot of white backgrounds, lighter shading, create the contrast with the background, and only after, I'm gonna start working on the second layer of um, details. Someone says it looks like Moses. The one on the left is my favorite. This art great. The first blood. Yeah, I mean that one's already done. It's already pretty much dried out. And
it still needs a little bit of time, but
of course, yeah, but it's already, yeah. Like I can carry it around without being afraid that it gets damaged.
alabaster. I think that's referring to the painting technique. Or maybe I'm completely wrong.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. English is my third language, and a lot of I might not be familiar to a lot of terms.
Big beer venom. No, I think it's a artist term, alabaster.
Then wow, 5 stars. Hey guys, thank you. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting very exciting, and I'm so excited to work on those details with a smaller brush, and even there's a tiny one as well for their hairs. It's going to be very cool. Detailization might take time. Actually, it looks already complete for some people, but detailization might look. At least the way I want to do it, it might take. So I might work section from section, and then again, and that is a process that I should not rush too much. a gladiator, that kind of vibe. Well, Paul Reed
S-
wasn't he's a gladiator,
Yeah,
a
MMA
fighter.
fighter. So alabaster, the same guy who said alabaster says the material versus marble. Maybe that has something to do with alabaster.
Okay.
I'm not very good on the art stuff, to be honest.
Well, I'm not really good at the art history. Yeah, I know like Renaissance period, and I'm getting. One of my hobbies is watching documentaries about different people, different stuff. So it's easy to take Da Vinci and Michelangelo, whoever, and just watch documentary, get more familiar. But at the school, I hated art history. We had such a boring teacher. I was like, I'm coming here to paint. Like the drawings, like me. It was like I don't want it. So I was in all the years. I was there twice. Once it was first time. The second time because the other teachers forced me to go there, and then I like nah, no. At that period also, I would I started karate and then moved to boxing. So that was a period where I was training a lot, and I would go to the art gymnasium for maybe like once, do the quick work, then I would disappear for months, come back. Everyone's still working on the same piece, and then like continue. So yeah, I was a little bit of they couldn't understand me, but I was living a double secret life. When I mentioned to one of my art teachers who was very, very like Da Vinci fan, very sensitive, likes to drink beer, but like very artistic person, very kind as well. I mentioned boxing once. That yeah, it's like you doing boxing. It's like you boxing with your talent, with your hands. He literally almost collapsed. And like I was like, okay, and I never mentioned boxing again. But he knew. I guess he knew that. Like he would talk to my mom, like she has such an we need to send her to Venice, this and that, and there were some, yeah, there were some like they would write the recommendations, so it was quite a strong school. But as my head was, I was not as much in the art at that point. I was more into sports training, creating, building up that background in martial arts and combat sports. Great
But
time.
now you're focusing on both.
Now I'm focusing on pose. Well, when you're an adult, I can tell you the difference in maturity level. Before, I was quite chaotic. I was just natural, so I would put things. But when I remember how sometimes I would apply those paint dirty, and you would say, okay, this part like eyes were always done well, and then the other side is like a little bit like I did it quite fast, and it still looked good, but you could see my teenage attitude towards it. Now it's way more mature. Every painting, even though it's just a couple paintings, and I just got back to it, it's getting more mature from painting to painting. And I have a plan. I have a exact vision, the goal. Sometimes I'm not sure how I do that thing, but then I come up with a solution. And I'm way more paced, way more patient, and I'm embracing this artistic side of me more. But I do actually that in boxing as well. I changed my attitude towards sports and physical preparation completely as well. Even our training, with the harmony of the with the body and neural system, sustainability. This is how we train. We train strengths that way instead of just going and rock like crazy sessions in the gym. It's way more of the process than the palette. And when it comes to boxing, it's way more about those finding those solutions, build the patterns, like different angles, almost like I would do in a painting, like literally. And I think that that approach agrees with me way more. It brings more potential rather than just you know go too straightforward. Embrace that side, man. Well, I'm doing it. I'm old enough and mature enough. I'm 25, turning 26 this year. I'm not that old, but I'm not. I'm definitely older than when I was 15. And actually, my best oil paintings, apart from those, were done when I was approximately, maybe even when I was 13, 14. I don't remember exactly. So it's more than 10 years ago now. You can consider that I haven't done proper oil painting And I never done black and white like this ever in my life. So that's first time in my life at this point. Yeah, I didn't do nipples, but that's not important at this point. I can do it a little bit later. 32 and I look 16. My missus tells me. Well, sometimes you guys, if you shave off the beard, like even my husband, he's a little bit older than 32, and he's when he shaves off his beard, he's like a baby face. So just, I think it's cute.
Good morning, Brazil. Bon dia.
Oh, bon dia, Brazil is here.
Becky Lynch reference. I think is. Have you had any Becky Lynch references today?
I don't think so. At least I'm not the
But
ones
it's the
I
first
saw.
one today. She gets Becky Lynch references
Yeah.
online
Right.
every single time you stream.
Oh, guys, it's also 395, 395 likes. Let's get it to 400. Yeah. Well, with this one, yeah. I'm gonna give it to my husband. How long I've been in the life?
About 3 hours, I think.
About 3 hours. Yeah. So it's
3 hours and 2 minutes exactly.
okay. So at least two and a half, maybe a little bit less hours I've been painting. So, guys, this is first layer, and it is done. Yeah, basically, that's it. Gonna let it.
Someone is asking me to speak in Georgian a little bit.
Okay, გამარჯობა მეგობრებო. მადლობა რომ უყურებთ ჩემს live streams და გისურვებთ ყველას კარგი დღეს. I said that thank you very much, my friends, for watching this live stream, and I wish you all to have a good day. Kinkali Khachapuri. That's when people in Georgia ask my husband about if he's no study Georgian, he just says Kinkali Khachapuri. Ki ara is yes, ara is no. Kinkali and Khachapuri are Georgian dishes.
Yeah, I agree. Lovely auto races. Like I look better with a beard. Yeah, like when I shaved my face the last time, it was horrific. You got traumatized. It's not fun.
I know. I said how cute you were. You were the one who was traumatized. Yeah, he didn't like himself at all. Nana, speak English, please. I completely understand. Georgian is not the um, easiest and softest languages out there.
Funny thing is, like whenever she's on her phone with some of her Georgian friends or her mom or something, they start off talking normally, and at the end, everyone is yelling.
Yeah, it's like, and we use hands. So Koko Raginda, Raginda. It's like it's almost like fighting. But it's like it's almost like a comedy. It's a fun story. Every time we will go to a dinner to my grandma, and my father leaves my grandma's like she has a big house, and my parents are divorced, so obviously it's very common in Georgia like that. You know, some parts of the family they live together. So we would go. There's my father, my grandma, and they always have a beef about something. My father just mocks my grandma a little bit. It's like, oh, he's like, oh, you made this dish again, and my grandma is like, oh, if you don't like it, you can make it yourself. And it's like, and in Georgia, it's just so much funnier. And even when they're not fighting, it almost feels like they're like, you know, irritated a little bit. And when I like, and I'm like, I gotta translate, right? So I filter so many things because sometimes they ask something that is, you know, not very appropriate, and sometimes they just make a comment like they love Chris, but it's just still funny, you know. Sometimes, and I filtering all of it, but sometimes I get annoyed and I start speaking, you know, like you know, and And Chris is usually laughing his ass off. But somehow it ends up to be a positive experience always because I guess because the language barrier. Painting is looking great. Thank you. Okay, 399 likes, guys. Let's make it 400. I know very little Czech and Ukrainian. Mur says, oh, good for you. I mean, I can understand. I guess a little bit of Ukrainian. I tried Croatian, and it's funny enough, it's so similar. The words are just kind of old Slavic or similar to Russian because I know fluent Russian. Yeah, some of those Slavic languages, it's just very sounds very familiar. And we have 401 likes. I think that's the biggest like to view ratio on my channel. So thanks, guys. Nice picture I used to paint a long time ago. I kind of used to paint a long time ago, and with those two pictures, I came back to painting, and that's my first paintings created live. So it's never too late. You know, some Serbian. It's cool. My legs are beautiful. Do you think my legs are beautiful?
Yes.
Okay, my husband likes my legs. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia, country. I was born and raised in Tbilisi. And the sun is coming, and it's getting hotter. Okay, I have a question. Is YouTube giving you money for doing live like this? And what's your age, by the way, you're looking for? Thank you. Well, I'll respond to your age question. 25 years old. I'm gonna be 26 in May. Regarding YouTube, for the live streams, it doesn't really the live streams and the recorded the votes after the live streams don't really generate that much income. The most of the income from live streams comes from the super chat donations and the memberships.
Super likes, super
Super
comments,
likes,
that
super
kind of stuff.
comments. Live streams are great for growing audience because yeah, comparing to what videos, at least in my channel, the shorts and live streams perform better, and it's also it's a better reach and usually helps to grow the YouTube. So YouTube, it's a little bit of the longer term project too. Obviously, it would be nice to make more money out of it, but we're not rushing. We're trying to make it good quality. We're also launching the online shop. There's going to be a link, and you're going to be able to go there through YouTube directly, in a couple clicks. So some the prints of the art and some merchandise with my logo is going to be available as well. So there are different new ways how to make more income gradually on YouTube, but it's quite a process. So for us, again, we wanted to build up the presence and the platform where we talk about good stuff, training, painting, a little bit of tutorial on both because whenever I train or paint, I always explain what I do, how I do it, why I do it. Then we talk about UFC and boxing events, and we just talk about like sometimes
Show your boxing training, show your journey
exactly
to she's going pro this year, so we're
yeah that's
going
too
to get her into some fights
yeah
in a sanctioned ring and everything. Maybe Thailand, maybe here in Vietnam. We'll see.
well yeah the point is just so basically it's just a personal journey and authentic content. That's basically what it is, and building a little bit of the community and like-minded people within the audience as well.
Your husband sounds American. I'm not American. I'm Norwegian, but I grew up watching We had satellite TV when I was a kid, so I spoke English from a very young age, and I think it's like a generic American accent. People from the States can tell that I'm not from the States, but a lot of people from other places think I'm from the States.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm
well,
Norwegian.
you have more of the generic American, I would say, than Norwegian English accent. Because I
And
heard some other.
Norwegians talk a lot like this a little bit,
Yeah, like
and they use overuse the words and blah blah blah.
Oh, oh, lovely outer rings. Again, thank you. Can you like it from there? From
Yeah, and there was another one on top. There was another.
oh, thank you, Fun Tion. Thank you very much for super chat donations, guys. It's again that's what I was talking about. So life's had super chat donations here and there, and just people being generous and supportive. So I kind of like that YouTube started picking it up after I think it's after Twitch and Kick to make more a direct communication communities and support based communities as well. So thank you, appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, YouTube algorithm? Like a Canadian. Yeah, Canadians and Norwegians are on the same
Six.
longitude. Like
Yeah.
it's on the same. It's cold and up north and stuff.
Mhm.
You're asking what fighting sports do you play?
Boxing predominantly. I've done BJJ training, and I'm a white belt, but I've done BJJ training because before getting injured, then I did. Obviously, boxing's been always like I've been in boxing for 10 years on and off, but I always practiced it, always polished technique. Boxing is like my favorite sport. I did a little bit of kickboxing. I trained with MMA folks, like generic MMA. So this is where I get an understanding of MMA, so I can watch it and understand how it works. You know what I mean? And the dynamics of it. But I'm not performing or practicing MMA currently. So my full focus is on boxing right now, and this is where I'm looking forward to compete.
She's from Georgia. Someone was asking. Uh,
No, I'm not from Israel. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi.
I mean, all the other sports you mentioned, you have at least like a base understanding of the process.
Yeah.
But boxing is something that you.
Well, I can train boxing. I can train others in the boxing. Like I train you in the boxing, for example. I know how to hold pads. You know different drills.
But you're good enough so that like if you actually went up against other people that are trying to go pro, you
Yeah.
would win some and maybe lose some. I mean, like it's the.
Well, I'm approaching it with the attitude of winning attitude and knowing what needs to be done, but also artistic. So for me, boxing is not just throwing hands. It's about timing. It's about obviously conditioning. All that is important, but there is artistic part of it. Timing, the strategy, and it's like a blend of, for example, I like have my guard up and use the angles and use the certain things to get closer in the distance because that's how it works for me. I need to be in the middle to close distance to be efficient to apply the hardest punches, and basically that's how it is for me, right? And for example, throwing punches, it's the even in the moment the biomechanics of it. It's not just 1, 2. For me, because of my height, it's not as simple that just throw it like Larry Phones or Tommy Hearns type of jab. You know, just extend your hand and that's it. Make it stick. For me, it's about literally playing with those angles. Also, same with the footwork, drawing the certain lines, cutting those um,
Angles.
angles, right? So this is the artistic part of it, and I really believe that both in MMA and boxing, any combat sports, the more you focus on those kind of things that others maybe don't pay too much attention, or they pay, but not as much as you would do it. Basic understanding of how building in neural patterns and the habits is working also, and all of a sudden, with a certain specifically chosen training approach, you have faster progress, more confidence into those element. So basically, as I said, the way I find solutions for painting, I really find myself approaching boxing more and more that way. I'm not talking about conditioning and strength and endurance. Those are kind of like you need to grind, but even there you need to do right science behind it and all that kind of stuff. The correct approach.
I'll just answer one quickly.
Yeah,
Someone asked who painted those. She painted those.
I really those.
And then why did they always say the sweet science about boxing?
I actually haven't heard that much of that one. To me, it's like a gentleman's sport. That's the most common one. But well, it is a sweet science. It is a gentleman's sport. It is a chess game. It's call it whatever you want. But because I think it's the process of it is very similar. When you play chess, when you approach solution making within I don't know math, for example, or even building a blueprint for painting, it really feels that it's a similar process. I don't know. Maybe it's different. Obviously, there's a lot of movement involved, but there's something similar to it.
My Wart says good luck on your journey to greatness.
Thank you.
George, she is from Georgia. It's
I
almost
am
like
from
your name.
Georgia. Yes. Yeah. If someone is interested, if I'm going doing anything more than that, no, I'm just gonna let it rest a little bit, and I'll continue. I'm gonna wait necessarily for it to dry. We'll see, because I can work upon there. There's some advantages of working on the wet layer. And there's some advantages of you just want to let it dry it out completely and then work upon it. So
Then we have
we'll see.
one comment here that's like Alberto says footwork is art.
Where it's at.
He's either referring to boxing footwork, which can be art, or you have foot fetish. One of the two. I'm imagining.
I think he meant footwork. Yeah, boxing footwork. Well, footwork is art. You know what helps to just drastically improve your footwork or basically your leg strength conditioning? Sprinting. There was a period I haven't done boxing much, neither painting. This channel started from sprinting. I would make sprint videos from me from like zero. That
Well,
improved it so much. Then
yeah, I was gonna say your footwork became a lot better after you started training sprinting.
because what happened? My ligament, the hip flexors, the hamstrings, the claws became so conditioned, way stronger, way snappier, that it reached a like before. I would have a problem when I was in amateur boxing for a little bit. I would have problem to drag my legs. So I'm dragging my legs. I hate it. Like I always was uncomfortable. Now it's less of the problem, and we need to reintroduce sprinting, even if it's not a track and field, just the
Yeah, no, no,
sprinting,
I agree. We'll have one sprinting day a week. It's a good idea.
something like that, because it enhanced it so much without me doing boxing at all for quite a few months.
Pralat mentioned here. Hello, I checked out this MMA guy. A nice, motivating story. Never too late. That's kind of why you chose him too. Like because it's a.
Yeah,
She could have painted John Jones or like any of the like more mainstream, well-known fighters and that kind of stuff. But this guy started MMA fighting in his mid 30s. That's when most people retire, and
yeah,
was fighting professionally until he was 50. So it was uh,
yeah.
very cool.
That's
He
true.
also got a nice compliment here. Strong enough to box, gentle enough to paint, interesting individual.
Thank
That's
you.
from Unorthodox Vivo. Well, she also sings and dances and does like she does like how many times you live stream singing from the karaoke thing?
3 times.
So it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right?
Yeah, yeah, 3 times per week. Yeah.
Autoray says boxing is a sweet science. Yeah, we agree.
Mm-hmm. It is a 3 times.
Dancers make great boxers.
I was doing Georgian dancing, but even now I just love dancing. I can dance for hours. Super for the footwork. Actually, a great footwork drill. Just take any like Charleston, some national, like Lomachenko would dance Ukrainian dances, which is quite intense on the feet. Georgian dance is good. Any type of dance where there's a lot of footwork, shuffling doesn't matter. Or yeah, shuffle. The
Yeah.
it was Australian, very
Well,
popular.
anything you have to coordinate your upper body and your lower body
Yeah.
and your feet and everything is
music
good.
and dance those specific where it's high intensity. It's fun, it's good, but but it just does something else with your boxing rather than just doing boxing footwork. Because yes, just the drills you do it, but dancing is so much intense and so much for pro. You don't have pauses between dancing unless you finish the dance and then start another dance. That's one of the reasons Lomachenko's father completely took out him from boxing for some time and sent him a couple of years to dance. And then he's known for one of the most amazing footwork in the boxing.
Thank you, BMCK. You also have a great day.
Oh yeah, have a great day, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna move all the peppers.
Move a little bit more to the shade.
A little bit, yeah, hiding from the sun. At least my face. Me imagining Khabib dancing. Well, I think they dance Lizginka, or like Valentina likes to dance the Lizginka. Georgian dance is more gracious. You gotta look up Georgian, Georgian dancing, not Lizginka. Georgian dancing. It's way more, especially the men part. So strong, powerful, and gracious. A lot of jumping, a lot of like, you know, getting up in the air. So yeah, it's way more gracious in my opinion.
Pralat666 asks, "Do you watch if UFC?" Yes, she does.
Yeah. You can have it since you read it for me. Like,
what are your favorite fighters?
my favorite fighters currently, well, obviously, Tapuria brothers and Merab, they're Georgians, so they're my all-time favorite, of course. Alex Pereira, Alex Volkanovski. Um, obviously, like the lightweight, for example, if we take, oh, my hair. Sorry. Like everyone loves Charles Oliveira, for example. I before retired, like Dustin Poirier was one of my favorites. Uh, so, but like if we talk about like a favorites, as I said, like Pereira, just Poatan. Like I like him. Like I like his aura, his comeback, his striking. But yeah, Volk is one of my favorites of the current. Generally, GSP, Demetrius Johnson, those two. Again, creative, with the discipline, the work ethic. This is my kind of fighters. It's not just one-sided.
Hey, what's up, YouTube algorithm? I see you here all the time. YouTube algorithm is strange. Asks, "Can you damn Rachuli?"
Ah, Rajuli. Okay, you wanna move the camera? Okay, let me remember. What was it? It was like
Let's see.
something like this. Something like that's how it will be. There's also a Charul against Chris last when I dance Georgian dances. I haven't done it. Like I don't remember strictly how it was, but
well, this is turning into a dancing stream now. Let's see if the numbers
this is like
pick
a
up.
female part, way more like a gracious, like a lot of positions like this, and a lot of walking up on your heels, and this is like very generic movement in a lot of Georgian dances. And for men, it's like it's very like I never learned the Georgian like men part, but men part is beautiful. You should watch it. And there's one dance that's like a military dance, and it's like both men and women dance it sometimes, usually men. So it like goes like something. So it's very interesting dance. You should check. It's called Kurumi. You can check it out. But anyways, that's like okay, enough of this. Too old for this.
YouTube's algorithm says yes, and Acharuli is awesome and gracious. Men's parts look so freaking hard to learn.
Yeah, it is. Uh, yeah, it's definitely. Well, now in the modern approaches, it's there are quite a lot of women also learn those. They might not perform them all the time because it's very cool thing that you have a solo dancer, a woman dressed as a man. She would dance like very cool, that as hard and as intense as a man would do, and then she takes off her hair cover and unleashes her hair, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's a girl." So that would be the and that's been used in the old school Georgian ballet as well. But yeah, I think like Suhishvili, they introduce a lot of modern, nice versions of it. So yeah, I think there, for example, there is a standard. Women need to be strong and agile enough to be able to dance those.
Woa863 says that was amazing. And anyone that knows boxing, if you see her uh, uh, her footwork.
Well, turn around it a little bit because I want to show a little bit correlation of Georgian dancing, potentially some elements, and the footwork. For example, like this movement, right? This is like a chakra, right? And we would go like super fast. You go like this, right? Now let's take like a shuffling, for example.
If you know anything about boxing, you can tell that if you're good at doing this kind of stuff, your footwork is going to be very good.
Just then like jumping like this. Then you have, for example, that's a very common side to side, side to side.
Okay, now put your hands up like you're boxing.
It is like
We have a request for the Muhammad Ali shuffle.
Muhammad Ali would do like that.
Okay, now do Tyson.
Okay, I'm too. Ah, but you see,
she's been painting for 3 hours straight in
Yeah,
an
it's
awkward
good to know.
position. So
but you see, it's practicing those moves. Not only moves, but then intensity. Let's say you set 10 minutes and you only do dancing and footwork and moving. Like so, it really helps. It does. Anyways, I think I'm done. I showed what I wanted to show. Whew.
yeah, so the guy who asked for the Muhammad Ali shuffle said, "Wow, amazing!" So we appreciate that, Navigator.
The sun is catching up, guys. Let's keep it a few more minutes and like wrap it up at 4. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds fair. On the sun, you see that it's so wet. It's like literally.
Okay, we want the cameraman reveal. Okay, we're gonna need more likes for that. More likes. Come on, like it. No, no, I'm not. I'm not hiding.
Let's do like a family picture.
Yeah. But yeah, no, really good work with it. This is looking great.
Yeah, no, it's very rewarding and refreshing. You know, that's when you finish the stage and it starts looking the way you want, and it's sometimes even better. You're like, it's very rewarding feeling, you know. And well, we want in our lives, we want more moments like that, right? So painting is one of the good ways. Or whatever you create, wood carving, painting, kneading, basically creating something with your hands, with your creativity and imagination. It really gives that those moments in your life where you feel rewarded. And try it. Sometimes you never know. I actually know a couple fighters who are great artists as well. They became great because they just started painting, and all of a sudden they had the talent. They found out that they can actually paint. I know a couple guys. They're like, one is even fighting bare knuckle, and then he's painting part time. So it's not only me who's into combat sports and creating art as well. Okay, we can move a little bit even more backwards, I think. Yeah, I'm hiding from the sun, guys. It's getting a little bit too intense. What are the questions there?
So where are you guys from? I'm from Norway. She is from
I'm from Georgia.
Yes, I still have a beard. The shaving catastrophe was
That was once and never happened again.
yeah, and will never again. Someone saying, "Whoa, you progressed so with that painting so fast." I think a huge part of it is like didn't take that long, but putting in all the black makes it um,
Yeah.
a lot. And this is the whole thing: is like you do the measuring first, put the grid on there,
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff takes time. That's not just painting. So like
You rather want to spend more time on that because once you have the right structure, it all comes together way faster. If I would make significant mistakes on the grid, at the putting proportions in, and let's say this eye is not there, and all of a sudden it's not Paul Reed anymore because his eyes are wider. If I neglected that just to go to the painting process straight away, well, that would break the accuracy, and then reshaping that would take longer time. So yeah, and through that painting, I am also teaching here the right structure, how to create that right structure, where to pay it more attention, and then, well, how fast it comes all along. And that's only the first layer, guys. This is not nowhere near to be done yet.
it needs a lot more details. Even the face looks kind of detailed now, but when you see the finished
It looks
product,
like a ghost a little bit, or it looks like plain, and it's like no, not enough depth in some parts. We have features, we have details, but again, it's you're gonna be quite impressed when you see more of it.
greetings from Poland. What's up, Poland?
Oh, hi, Poland.
Hope you're doing well. You're one of the countries in Europe, one of the few countries in Europe I would consider living right now because
Polish
you're doing
is
smart things.
yeah, Polish are smart and tough, and they're unapologetic. Alrighty, so okay, 4 more minutes. Let's keep it 4 more minutes and gotta wrap it up.
No, nothing. I'm saying it's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's good. Well, yeah, just saying that this. I think this live stream has the biggest like to view ratio too, so that is rewarding
I don't
too.
know about the ratio because you have so many views on it, but there's like it's very. Um, well, tell them the story. Like your channel, our channel got taken over. They got hacked. There was all this kind of problems.
Yeah, there was a little down the hill. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a little bit more, when yeah the channel got hacked. I mean, we got tricked into giving the access basically, but yeah. So we got it back within the 8 days, but still, it was changed. It was completely. Then it was taken down by the YouTube team because of the violations and hijacking. So yeah, once we got back to it, like it was, I thought maybe we lost the momentum. So at some point it was like, uh, that's kind of not good. But we just kept working up. Chris motivated me a lot. That okay, just keep going. And all of a sudden the momentum was regained, and with this painting, like the new part of the channel, because I reintroduced it after the hijacking and getting back the channel. So the painting thing is completely new, and yeah, it started booming. again. And well, that's again another. There's a few things rewarding when I paint and looks good. It's very rewarding. But then I also when I see that people are engaging, they're watching, they're given extra motivation on top. That is also feels very rewarding. And well, then it helps you be more consistent. And consistency is the key. I always say that, right? Whether training or painting, the consistency is the key. However, you get that consistency.
Let's be fair about one thing. You do have a natural talent for painting.
I do have.
You've always been told that, but
I have natural talent, but let me remind you what is my opinion about talent and what it is. What is the talent's nature? Talent is a vision. You just see. You just know what other people don't see and don't know. I've seen people like me who have it since their childhood. I literally picked up the pencil when I was 2 years old. When the child's mind is so flexible, it's like um, like a clay, and I started doodling. So I already probably unlocked that vision when I was very young and developed it in the most vulnerable years of my life. However, I've seen people unlocking that vision later in their lives by committing and then being determined to work. They were putting the work. They would try to work and practice even without understanding fully how things work. And then the brain starts asking right questions. And then one day you wake up and all that accumulated practice helps to. I've seen that too. I know a couple people who became great artists, but obviously they had to commit quite a lot of time. Whether you are natural or you need to unlock that vision, it is a vision. Talent is not a magic, it is a vision. It's just seeing things certain way. I believe you can teach yourself that. And one important thing, once you learn how to do that in one thing, that can help the other things. Like I do believe that way of thinking helps me in boxing now to also dramatically progress. Like I don't think I ever had that fast uh, growing progress on my boxing like since last year. Don't you think?
yeah.
Yeah. Also, because the same way of thinking. So yeah, practice your vision. Don't listen to people who tell you that you rather have it or you not. You can find it. You have your journey, pursue it, and create things and commit to the things that you make you feel happy in the first place. But okay, I'm gonna get burned. So I'm hiding myself from the sun. Let's wrap it up, guys. Uh, thank you very much for watching. This was a great live stream. I'm gonna just try to do it earlier, start
Yeah.
earlier usually, so it's
Thanks everyone. Really enjoy all the support and donations
Yeah.
and subscriptions and everything. This was one of the best live streams we've had. The artwork is ongoing process, and she's gonna live stream every second of it.
yeah. So see you. Have a good day, good night, depending
I
where you're
even
from.
hid my Okay, I'll do it again like a little bit there. I hid myself.
Okay.
There we go. Now you see me. Thank you guys. Thanks for the support. And yeah, see you in the next live stream.
Yeah. See you in the next one. Ciao.
1 second.